During recent testimony before the House COVID-19 Crisis Committee, Dr. Deborah Birx, who served as the coordinator for the Trump White House's COVID-19 response team, admitted that Donald Trump and basically the rest of the White House didn't take the pandemic seriously because they were all too, as she put it, distracted by the 2020 election. And she says, had they actually taken it seriously and not been distracted, they could have prevented up to 30 to 40% of the COVID deaths that we saw last year. But they simply didn't care, right? They were too busy worrying about the election. Now, Dr. Birx, why did you wait so long to give this information? Don't you think this might have been something that, even though it could have cost you your job, maybe you should have come out with this last year? Maybe you should have blown the whistle then and said, hey, listen, they're not taking this seriously because they're focused on the election and they don't want to tell people how bad it is because they think it could, impact their electoral chances. You sat by and sat silently when now you're admitting this could have saved 30 to 40% of the lives that we lost last year. No, I'm sorry, you don't get credit for finally calling out this administration. You almost seem culpable at this point. This is gross negligence on your part, in my opinion. I don't see how you can slice this any other way. You say they were distracted. Had they not been distracted, had they been focused on this pandemic, we could have saved, what would that have been? Over 100,000 American lives at least? 100,000 people that today are in the ground could still be alive? Families would still be whole? And you did nothing. I know this story is, supposed to, I guess, be painting Trump in a negative light. Like, oh, look, he didn't pay attention and people died. Everybody else there knew this same stuff too. Everybody else in that administration, on that COVID task force, at the CDC, everywhere, Health and Human Services, they saw these same things. Why didn't they speak out? What's more important? Your job for another 6 months? Or 150,000 lives? That's a no-brainer. If you even have to think about that question, then there is something morally wrong with you. Birx had a decision to make, and she made it. She stayed silent until it was convenient for her to come out and tell the truth in front of this House subcommittee. That's not acceptable. She is not a hero in this story. In my opinion, I believe she's as big of a villain as Donald Trump is. And yes, they were distracted by the election. That's fairly obvious. They wanted to downplay the pandemic so Trump didn't look like as much of a failure. And people did die as a result of that. But every single person that was a part of the decision-making process, that was a part of the intelligence-gathering process, every single one of you that knew what was happening and didn't come forward to blow the whistle, I hold you as equally negligent as I hold Donald Trump. And that includes you, Dr. Birx.